Good morning everyone. Today we will be talking or knowing about a topic called capital budgeting. What is this budget? I think every year in the month of February and May, everybody talks about budget. Central budget did allocate this for the state, they gave too much for this state, etc., etc., etc. Everybody are worried about this. Then what is this budget all about? Budget is nothing but the total fund, whatever required, whatever accumulated in the previous year, that amount will be allocated to the various expenditures for a coming year. It will be for a specified duration and a specified amount involved. This is called the budget. Correct? For example, railway budget. Total allocation for railways will be say 100 crores. In this 100 crores, where all this 100 crores goes in. That is called railway budget. Likewise, if I have to simply say in your own language, we don't understand central budget, ma'am, we don't want railway budget, nothing we are worried. Then, coming to your own language, if I have to tell. Say your father gives you 100 rupees for the day. Early morning, your father gives you 100 rupees. And he tells, till tomorrow, you will not get any amount. That means to say, this 100 rupees is your budget allocation for the day. The whole day, you will be spending only this 100 rupees. For various, for commuting 20 rupees, for canteen 30 rupees, for other expenses 30 rupees and 20 rupees savings. The total split of this 100 rupees where all you spend for that particular day is called your budgeting. The process of calculating all this mentally or on a structured formatted way, then this is called budget. Now, what is this capital? Capital is nothing but the fund or the amount required to start something. Say, usually these are the large investments which have a worry for over a long period of time. We will take one example. Say suppose you are buying a cell phone. Okay. When you are buying a cell phone, is it just like you have 20,000, you can just go and buy? Do you do that? No. There is a process involved behind your buying of a cell phone. What you will do? You will ask 10, 12 of your friends, hey, which is good cell phone, which is the nice brand, which are the features which I will have to look in when I am buying a cell phone. You will ask. You will make down, you will jot down all the companies, major brands which you might get it in this 20,000. And then you will ask for the features, which all gives me best features within this 20. And then only after that, you will go in for buying of your cell phone. Isn't it? But, say suppose, the same phone, when the method of your buying, and second, if you are wanting to recharge your phone, will the process remain the same? No. You want to recharge today? You go to a nearby store, you pay 300, boss, please recharge. You don't do much of homework before recharging. It's any person, doesn't matter for you. But when you are going for a capital investment, you always do a homework. A certain study has to be done before investment. Why? 20,000 for you is a huge amount. You cannot spend simply like that. Okay? So when you are spending that 20,000, you will think 10 times and then invest. Correct? That's why something like capital budgeting study has to be thoroughly done for a company also. Failing which, the whole company may come into collapse position. Let's take one real incident what happened. Have you all heard about BPL? What is this BPL? TVs and medical equipments used to come, no? Before times. Now also medical equipments are there, but televisions are not to be found. Have you heard about this BPL? What is this full form? British Pharmaceutical Laboratory. They used to come out with this pharmaceutical products televisions and things. They were very good in 80s and 90s. Post 90s, their trend dropped down. Why? What suddenly happened for BPL? One of the major reasons, they came up with equipment called pager. What is this pager? Pager was an instrument similar to your mobile but was not able to give you calls. It was only for the messages you used to use it. If you want to text any message or you want to receive any message, this was the instrument used. BPL almost invested 14,800 crores on this project, where each they approximated around 2,000 rupees per this pager, wherein in receiving of messages and giving of messages. That's all was the basic instrument design. They thought India was in that era, 80 to 90. They thought India was in only landline communication was there. So they thought messaging culture is still new to India. We can expand. They came out with that intention. They invested so much. But maybe around 1 year maximum they could stay in the market, because India witnessed something called phone culture, mobile culture they came up with. Nokia came up with its basic set not costing more than 2,000, which had additional features of not just receiving calls but also making calls and additional features attached to it. If anybody is given an additional features like this, will they go in for pager? Pager was a big flop. The amount whatever invested by BPL was into vains. Nothing, no recovery possible at all. 1 year market, they lost completely. One wrong decision of BPL. Today they are nowhere to be seen. So I think one decision if taken wrong, it can completely spoil out your company. So before investing this huge amount, a complete separate study has to be done. Only then we need to go about investing. That is why capital budgeting is the most important topic one finance manager has to learn or know about. Unless knowing where to invest, if he invests, it is a waste. So, after knowing what is the importance of capital budgeting, some features of capital budgeting also we need to know. So, first feature, as I told, huge investment requirement. Any investment which involves more money, only then we will put them under capital budgeting process. If any small requirements, we will put them as a working capital requirement which doesn't fall under this. So, huge investment requirement and then uncertain returns. Nobody can predict what the future will be. I would think whatever the product I am launching will be the best, but not really. So, whatever I am expecting, whatever I think my returns will be, will not actually turn into place. I project something for 10 years, 12 years, but that 10 years, 12 years may take any turn. So, whatever I am thinking, I will get it as a return may not be certain, may not be correct. So, that is one of the features. Then, time gap. Today I invest 20,000. The returns I get after 10 years. The time gap between that and the value for money today and the value for money after 10 years may vary completely. But there is a factor called time value of money which we need to consider before investment. Now, keeping these three major features, if I have to talk about, then we Huge investment is there, uncertainty is there. But how I will deal with this? How to go about? If knowing these are all the constraints, how will I go about? For that, I have different techniques. Different techniques to do this capital budgeting. Usually or basically we have modern techniques and traditional techniques. What are these traditional techniques? Traditional techniques are the methods of capital budgeting techniques where they don't consider time value of money. What is this time value of money? First, say this chalk piece today, if it is 1 rupee, after 1 year, will this chalk be available at the same 1 rupee? Definitely. Then here, increase of say, this chalk piece would have gone to 1 rupee 10 paise. Correct? So, this chalk piece will be available at 1 rupee 10 paise after 1 year, isn't it? So, if you are wanting to invest on this, better invest today because the cost of it will increase after 1 year. Correct? The value of the goods or the commodity or the money does not remain same over the years. This is one logic. Then, keeping this logic in mind, if I have to project or forecast after 10 years, I will be getting 20,000. After 20 years, if I am getting that 20,000, what is its today's value? Because today I am investing. My original investment starts today, not after 20 years. So my investment has to be calculated according to the returns what I will be expecting today. For that, I have something called discounting. What is this discounting? This discounting factor helps me to project my cash inflow after 10 years. What if it is 20,000? Present value of that 20,000 I will be able to find out by these discounting factors. Now, under these traditional methods, which all do I have? First one, payback period. Then second one, ARR or average rate of return. So both these, they will not consider the discounting factor. They will just tell you when you will be able to recover back your amount what you have invested in. Then these modern methods, these are the methods which considers the discounting also into consideration and finds out what will be the value after discounting. Your returns is equal to your original investment. Some of the techniques are net present value, NPV, net present value of future cash flows what you are getting. Then IRR, internal rate of return, and lastly we have profitability index. These are the techniques of capital budgeting. For each of these methods, we have a separate formula to be put in and the calculation has to be made accordingly, which I will be teaching you in the next class.